Good morning, everybody. Mike Nelson, CEO of Efficient Lending Incorporated. Hope you're having a great Tuesday morning, January 21st. Hey, starting something new here on my Facebook page and also my YouTube channel. Coming up with a weekly market and agent update. Pretty excited about this. I mean, the market is completely dynamic right now. It is a great housing market, and we're hearing different things in the media, whatever. So I thought it might be relevant just to put up a short live every Tuesday on around 9 o'clock Mountain Standard. Sometimes we'll be right on time. Obviously, sometimes we'll be a little late. It is live. But the update's going to consist really of two things. First, we're going to do an update from our friends at MBS Highway. For those of you who don't know, MBS Highway Mortgage-Backed Securities is run by a guy named Barry Habib and his team, and really it is the de facto kind of information source for all things market, industry, real estate, and interest rate related. So there's always good tidbits of information there, and I'm going to share those, couple of those every Tuesday morning. And this week we're going to talk about construction and the housing market index, which is just awesome news. And then also I want to add a couple tips for from a lender's perspective for real estate agents. How can we compete? Right now, we've got a really tough inventory market right now, and I just have a couple thoughts from the lender side of the game of what we can do to compete for that. So let's just jump into it. Appreciate you joining on with me. This information came out from our friends at MBS Highway last week, and its construction basically permits starts and completions. Couple things to note. Obviously, you can read the numbers, but the housing market is really strong. On the start side, the month over month was actually down about a half a point, and I'm sure that's just because we had the holidays and et cetera. But what we got to understand is the starts is still, it's close to the highest number in 12 years. And that's just great news for us. We have got a healthy market, and so if you're looking to buy or purchase or you're representing the buyers, you can get into it, and I think you can have some success. The other piece of good information that came out last week was the HMI. It's known as the HMI, but the Housing Market Index. And this is really an index that kind of talks about the pulse or the sentiment in the market. And right now, nationally, it's at 75. And obviously, you can see kind of where it is regionally. And this is for January, but it actually declined a point from December to January. So it cooled off a little bit. But still, it's kind of the same thing with the starts and completion permits that we saw on the last slide. We're at 1 point off a 20-year high for the Housing Market Index. Guys, this presents just wonderful opportunity for buyers and sellers, agents, lenders, everybody in the industry. But there can be a downside to that. And right now, we are seeing a really tight inventory in the market. I was in a deal last week, just wonderful people, super high FICO, north of 800, north of 810, 20% down payment, obviously a conventional conforming loan. And this particular buyer didn't even get a look in the deal. There were multiple offers, appraisal clauses, everything coming in above list and everything. So it got me to thinking, how can we compete? So because we're at low rates, that makes inventory tight because there's a lot of buyers entering the market. So if you're an agent, how can you compete with your borrowers, with your buyers, our customers, to make them positioned the best possible way? A couple ideas on it. Number one, I do full doc pre-approvals. And by full doc, I'm saying I'm going to get both years, previous years, W-2s, taxes if it's necessary, commissions, self-employed, things of that nature, previous 30 days pay stubs, asset statements. I've got to see the money for down payment and closing costs. FICO score, you would be surprised how many people don't pull FICO, and then AUS findings. And look, if you're an agent and you're not comfortable with AUS or desktop underwriting systems, LP or DU, reach out to me. Just send me a text, message me on Facebook, and I'll go over what these mean. But you really need to have pre-approvals that have findings associated with them for conforming conventional loans, because it really ensures that you've got a good buyer and you can position them well to compete against the other loans that you got. Hey, speed. Here's my second point. Look, when we go through the process of my full doc pre-approval, with somebody, this isn't in every case, by the way, it's targeted, but I do the work up front to make sure that we've got the best competitive offer that we can have. And on those particular buyers, because we're a broker and we've got the relationships in the marketplace, I've got an investor, we'll close in 21 days or less most of the time. Obviously, we've got to talk about this up front. We want to position it right. I don't want to set expectation we can't live up to. But this is on the table. That makes you more competitive. It makes your customer, our customer, more competitive. Look, a few years ago when TRID came out and everything, the big inhibitor to speed was obviously underwriting and things of that nature. Guys, that's kind of switched a little bit right now. Appraisals are coming much faster. The biggest inhibitor right now to a quick close is the fact that we're doing so many refis, and I may not be able to get title docs and estimated fees from title as fast as I need them to get that 21-day close. All things we can talk about up front on the deal. We can talk with the listing agent, who they're going to choose for title, things of that nature. But look, conforming conventional, sub 30 days, that's on the table. And last thing I'm going to leave with today is kind of one of my personal favorites. And this is about non-QM loans. Non-QM, I've just put up a 3-part series on my YouTube channel about what non-QM is, how you can and how you can position it. But look, you can absolutely, if you're an agent, create inventory with non-QM loans. And the way you can, because they're historically low rates for the past several years, people have a ton of equity in their homes. And if they want to, they can leverage that equity into second homes, fixed flip, new construction, rental properties. And there's a whole host of very stable, high quality loans. These are not the loans of 2007, but high quality loans that can take advantage of the wealth growth that we've seen in the last 10, 15 years, whatever that number is. Look, if you're an agent and you want some ideas on how you can market to that and create some of your own inventory with these non-QM products, check out my YouTube channel. Give me a call. Love to help you out if I can. Always excited to meet new people. All right, that's my update for today, Tuesday, January 21st. I appreciate you hanging out with me. As always, call, text, email me, and message me on Facebook anytime. Hope I can help, and hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks again for checking out my live.